Hell yeah. Welcome, everyone. It's Loser Lee's Wrestling time.
Ooh,
it's the Weekly Wrestle.
It's the Weekly Wrestle. We're inching ever closer to the 10 episode mark.
I can't wait to hit episode number 9 and then just quit.
I'm half expecting it. So
it's part of the fun. It's part of the fun of everything. Welcome.
We wouldn't quit. It would just turn into something completely different. We would change the format of the show, change the name of the show, change everything about it.
Yeah.
That's what we would do.
Is there a weird noise or is that just on my end? Oh, I fixed it.
You're becoming a tech genius week over week.
Get out.
I don't know if anybody got an opportunity to see Talking Bots on Thursday. You can see
maybe you should all check out Talking Bots. Maybe check out Talking Bots because there's a petition out. Have you signed it yet?
Apollonia mentioned it to me this morning. I haven't seen it. Where do I find it?
So there's this petition. You should check it. It's on my Instagram, red_Jefferson. Joe Redlitz writes, Hogan is a creeper. He does. Joe, get to my Instagram and go in my stories. It's there's a petition made by Jamie Hunt, bless Jamie Hunt, to get red on Battlebots. To get red on Battlebots, you got to sign it. Got to be a part of the movement. We're almost at 3%. We're almost at 3% of the goal. Hey, and make sure to smash that like button. I already see you all doing it. Thank you so much. This is the Weekly Wrestle. This is weekly episode 7. MLW, Saudi Arabia, huckster. What would you book? Wow, so many things to talk about. So many things. What are we hitting up first, Royster?
We're going to talk about Rampage. I think that's how we like to start these shows. I have one graphic. Rather than doing multiple graphics for Rampage, I've got one graphic that explains the whole show. I've broken it all down. This isn't a bit. This is actually what it is. Sure. Tam, if you want to pull up that Rampage graphic. Red, have you gotten a chance to watch Rampage? I know you had a long night last night.
I did watch Rampage. Watch Rampage. I watched it right before the show, so I'm fresh.
So fresh. Here's a take. I don't know if it's controversial after Wednesday's Dynamite, but I liked Rampage more than Dynamite this week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't concur. AEW Rampage review. What a great little collage.
And these are all screenshots from the show. This is everything that happened on the show. So we open right with Trent versus Adam Cole.
Yes.
Which I felt like was a good match. Remember on Wednesday also when I was talking about this idea of like, there's just so much talent in AEW that I'm kind of just like, oh yeah, okay. The Sting's here, like it's not a big deal. Nothing defines that more to me, that feeling, than seeing the Young Bucks, Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish all together in one segment and none of them really getting an opportunity to kind of shine. Cole sometimes, and then Britt Baker's there too. There's just so much happening and there's so many stars in this one little segment that aren't really doing anything, that it's just kind of white noise.
And we talked about this a little bit on Wednesday. But the fact that they introduced Britt into this group right now, besides the fact that she doesn't deserve it because she's the champion, it's just they just added a layer. They just added another layer. They can't seem to. And there's a real lack of focus. AEW has a real lack of focus of just giving us what they've already gave us last week. And let us sit for a little bit. Let us find out what the dynamic is. Then you add another wrinkle that now, the Young Bucks can't kiss him on the cheek because she's going to kiss him on the lips.
Yeah, right. It's another something.
Just another something. Why can't we just get a simple storyline to chew on and then add a wrinkle? Add wrinkles later after we've already digested the current wrinkles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. And I also I think we're going to get into that a little bit more with one of my tweets of the week. But yeah, I do. I mean, I think as a match, this was a good match. I always, after that type of serious neck surgery, it's always good to see a guy wrestle a few matches. This is, I think, Trent's first singles match, and it was a good match. He looked good. He's good at selling his neck. I get a little nervous sometimes. I like it. He's definitely good at it. Yeah.
Very good at it. That was my biggest note from this was that sold his neck like a champ.
Yeah.
And he's really good. And that's another upsetting thing that we don't have to talk about. It's just that this is his first singles match back. He's been back for a month, and this is his first singles match back. That should be the first thing that he does. Not all these tags, not all these like maybe a run-in, then a singles match. It's ridiculous. Chica Marks writes, I also watched it this morning. That music video was beautifully low budget. I can't wait to talk about that. That's actually the highlight of the show for me, honestly.
It's up there.
Well, actually, maybe the next part is the highlight of the show for me.
And what is that?
Sean Spears.
Dude.
Sean Spears. Let's talk, because Sean Spears has a beautiful entrance.
Yeah.
An absolutely beautiful entrance. He's sitting at the top of the ramp, beautiful music, and he's just kind of sitting in a chair. And with this beautiful lighting, and then he gets up and he brings his chair to the ring. And then who's the guy he fought? Who is that?
Andrew Everett? Adam Everett?
Johnny Baba Ganoush. Johnny Baba Ganoush. And that was a quick match, but I love the Death Valley driver. He did a 10 spot. 10. He did that.
Yeah. And he did a pathetic cartwheel, like an intentionally pathetic cartwheel, which I thought was good. Yeah, I mean, you're going to talk about it now, and I think we're both going to be in agreement on this. That promo he cut afterwards was really good.
Yeah. People some people are saying that I don't know who I am. Oh, I know who I am, but what I am is harder to describe. It's just man, I am into this.
Yeah,
this is what I want to see. And honestly, the odd couple pairing of Wardlow and Sean Spears just makes sense.
But he dogged on Wardlow in that promo. He dogged on him.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like what they're planning here. I think that there's more to be because Wardlow on his own, they don't realize it yet, but they will. It's gonna get stale because he doesn't know how to talk. Sean Spears adds a wrinkle of I have to deal with this guy. That makes sense, and it gives Wardlow some personality.
Sean Spears is the future Tully. Sean Spears should be the manager for everyone. The way he talks, the way he draws you in, he should be Wardlow's manager, essentially. You're right. You were right. Yeah. You are right.
We got there. Finally, we got there. Thank you for saying that. Team Red, smash the like button. Joe writes, completely agree. Too many people that they can't give spotlight to. I wanted a Gargano there, but he would be completely lost in the shuffle. We do not need a Gargano. We have several people his height and face structure. We don't need it. Joe Redlet's right. Spears is great. Too bad that there is no room for him to grow as well. There is if paired with Wardlow.
Yeah.
If they break up that pairing, Spears goes bye-bye. Goes bye-bye.
Right. And I think he's another one of those guys that we talked about who got hired to just work with younger talent. And this is his role. He's finally working with younger talent like a Wardlow. Don't break him up. Keep him together for a while. They should 100%. Both turn on MJF. But would Spears be as effective as a babyface? Maybe. He would just be goofier.
I just maybe, but honestly, what he's doing right now is really good, and I don't want to lose it. I really should have our YouTube playlist going up. That's what I should have on the screen. That's what I should have on the screen. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But smash that like button. But next up, we have what is that? The promo, but then the Acclaimed music video.
Did we already did the Acclaimed music video come before the Thunder Rosa Mercedes Martinez?
Oh, I must have missed that.
Well, that happened, and it's good. It's funny that they advertise we're going to get a look at Thunder Rosa Mercedes Martinez's feud, but it's really just a quick, it's like everything else that they do. There was nothing special about it. I'm excited to see them wrestle, but I wish they'd done a little bit more. If you're going to advertise, we're going to take a deeper look into their rivalry, take a deeper look into the rivalry, and just don't show me the same talking video package that you do that are very good, but give me a little bit more.
Sure. That's fair. By the way, I'm going to be looking this way because my mic is this way, and this was poorly set up. This was all poorly set up. I had you in a different angle before.
You sound good.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like, when I talk like this, I sound far away. Talk like this, I sound like I'm in the moment. You could hear it. You could hear it.
Maybe a little.
You could hear it.
Maybe a little bit. I just swallowed the wrong.
S is in the chat. Welcome, S. Welcome. Blessings to K. Hope they're feeling better. Should they make Rampage a 2-hour show? Maybe the first hour just online. I don't mind that. I don't mind making it a 2-hour. What it needs to be? Live. Needs to be live. It just has this very B show quality. You could tell when there's those sharp edits where, like, oh, how did all those people get in the ring already? You know? And they're
trying to do, you know, it's funny. Keith Mitchell, just retired Keith Mitchell, was talking on Chris Jericho's podcast. The only thing Jericho's good at anymore is a podcast. He's good at other stuff, I guess, but whatever. He was talking about.
I'm excited for him and Kingston.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Him and Kingston is looking to be pretty good, just because.
A lot of black eyes. They're going to hit each other really hard.
Oh, sure. Oh, well, I see Eddie hitting him really hard. And then Chris Jericho's like, stop hitting me. I'm not going to hit you back because you're just going to hit me harder.
They were talking about how they're intentionally doing this thing to make it feel like more of an old school wrestling show where they're kind of cutting out entrances. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's working that well. I don't know if it's working that well because they're only cutting out the entrances of like the people who we know are going to lose. So it doesn't feel significant, but
yeah, it's a tell.
Yeah, I agree though. I think Rampage should be 2 hours. I think it should be 2 hours and it should be live. And I think both hours should be on TV. You've got enough talent. You should really have 2-hour shows a week. That's what you've done. You've put yourself into a corner where you have so much talent that both shows should be live and both shows should be 2 hours.
And it won't feel repetitive. Significant pre-tapes. Have significant pre-tapes. Because the thing is, like, if you're having matches live in front of that crowd, you can't do big matches because it spoils it. It's going to be spoiled by the time it gets there. If you have significant pre-tapes or cinematic matches on Rampage, more cinematic stuff, make it special, make it different, make Rampage like something special and different to watch. We have some comments here. Chica Marks writes, I wanted more, but I'm excited for Thunder Rosa and Mercedes. Yeah, I'm excited too. Just to have Mercedes there. Chica Marks writes, I love how Red's setup is always different. We're slowly getting a tour of the whole apartment. Sure. Slowly but surely. You see this luchador painting up here. Painting. You're seeing this beautiful scenery that I took photos and I put it in here. These are just places I've been. This is Ardror, Mauritania, when I was there one summer. And we also got some comments here. S, make it live in 2 hours. That helps give more airtime to the massive roster. Yeah. I think we're all on the same page here. Thank you, S. Thank you, Chica Marks. Thank you, Joe. And sound off. Give us some more comments. Whoever else is in here just thinking about things. We want to hear your thoughts.
We want to hear your thoughts. And
we want to hear those smash button likes. I have to start saying smash. I'm going to start saying crunch.
Crunch. You want to hear those crunches?
Can you crunch into a smash bar? I don't know. Let's get out of that. What's next on there? What happened next?
This is the acclaimed music video, which I really enjoyed, and they should be doing this weekly. Yeah, they should. Yeah, honestly, this is a great segment. They did a great job. It was acclaimed Max Caster rapping. Then we had Bowens dressed as Darby, and then someone dressed as Stang. Yeah, who's Stang? Who was that? Who was Stang? I don't know. Do we know? That's just their buddy. Yeah, that was good. And they rap dissed them a bunch. Said that Sting had a small dick. Darby never had sex before. A lot of that. Well, he was on that weird, like, I went to the ER because of sex show. Dude, what happened with that? Did you see that? I didn't watch the clip. Yeah, I didn't watch the clip. I don't know if I'm going to, but yeah, he, I guess, needed money before he, became an established professional wrestler. So he just wrote into that show that sex sent me to the ER and pretended that something happened so he could get on the show and make money. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually much cooler. But I want to know what his sex story is. Sounds scandalous. That's also the crowd kind of sucked for Rampage because I've already been there for like 7 hours by the time Rampage tapes. Yeah, honestly, the crowd was just kind of dead. The crowd was dead on Dynamite too. I noticed like Rampage without sound for the most part, so I didn't really hear it. Yeah, I had the subtitles on. My partner was still asleep, so I didn't want to wake anyone up watching Rampage. That's fair. You need to get wireless headphones. Attached to it. Get rid of this stupid cord. Yeah, we'll find. Well, we're gonna get there. We're getting there with technology slowly but surely. Yeah. Next up,
What else happened? We get
we get this 6-woman tag match.
Yeah.
Which was like, it was a fine vehicle to further the Layla Hirsch heel turn and the eventual feud with Chris Statlander.
I feel like first thing, Chris Statlander is easily the most experienced, best performer in that match. Like it's almost leaps and bounds above everyone else.
She's definitely the highest quality performer for sure.
Yeah. And Layla, bless Layla. I like Layla. I like her style. She is not experienced enough as an entertainer to pull off some of the storyline so far. Yeah. And also, even in a tag match, it seems like it almost feels like she's never been in a tag match before. I know she has, but just like it felt very clunky. The storyline felt very forced, very, very forced.
Yeah, I think wrestlers comes in all they come in all different shapes and sizes, but she being so short, I think it's also hard for her to like force her tag in because the opponent's got to be really close to her because her arms aren't that long. So it's like hard for her to take control in that way because she's so much smaller. But also, like, have you ever met someone who's just like so like comes off as so relaxed all the time and has such kind of like a monotone voice that you're just like, this person's just chill all the time? That to me is Layla Hirsch. So it's really hard to also turn that person heel. Cause it's like, are you inflecting? Like she needs to just start choking people out. That's like the best
she needs
way
to choke people out. And it, like the type of storyline of like, she just needs to be a killer. She just needs to be a killer. This cold-blooded killer that Hook is being could also be for Layla.
Sure.
Could also
they should be a tag team.
Honestly, they should both be in Team Taz. We talked about this.
Yeah, we're on the same
page.
And then Scorpio Sky, right?
Nyla Rose, Ford, and they got the win. Bunny got the win against a roll-up on Layla, I believe.
Yeah.
Roll-up because she made a blind tag and then immediately stared at Chris Statlander. See, like, it's just like, it's that kind of thing. Like, you could do that and not make it look so obvious that you're waiting to be rolled up.
I think it would be funny, who knows, but if Statlander was like, hey, like, I know what you're trying to do here. We all know what you're trying to do here, but it's not working for you. You're a good guy. Just be good. Just be a baby face. And she's like, no, I'm a heel. And then she just keeps trying to be a heel. I don't know.
Let's believe that. I like
the fourth wall.
Then we get that Ethan and Scorp saying things. I totally tuned out. My brain just
he talked and
Scorpio did better than usual.
Yeah, I hope Scorpio wins the TNT title. At least it's different. I'm just like, it feels like it's just been the same two people forever. And also, you know what I was thinking about? And we're going to get more into this later as it goes on. And you already mentioned it. They're not telling stories anymore. It's just matches, especially in the TNT title. So like, give me a storyline. Give me a feud.
They are telling a storyline with the TNT. The TNT title right now is the only one I care about because it's held by Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes is the most captivating character on TV. They're telling a long story with that one. And I am excited for it. And I don't want that title off of Cody. That's Cody's title. Cody has done more for that title than anyone else. And he's made more people with that title than anyone else. Keep it on him, and let's see what he can do.
Let's see what happens. All right,
let's get those boos.
Yeah.
But then we get a Ricky Starks and talking trash about Jay Lethal. Then Jay Lethal comes out, and Jay Lethal wants a chance at the FTW title. This is good.
This might have been like, this wasn't in execution one of my favorite thing on the show, but it might be in the long run because getting to see Ricky Starks wrestle more is really exciting, and getting to see him wrestle someone like Jay Lethal is also really, really exciting. And they're doing something with the FTW title and Team Taz. All of these things are a big win for me. I was really psyched when I saw this. Yeah,
very good stuff. And we're all excited for Jay Lethal. We all want Jay Lethal to do well. He's a cupcake. He's a cupcake that we all want to eat immediately. Got to eat that cupcake. Smoiz writes, I skip most of Rampage. I watch it the morning after at this point. The matches aren't interesting, so I watch the promos only. That's fair. Honestly, those are the best part. And welcome, Smoiz. We haven't seen you in a while. Blessings from Smoiz from the UK, distant land of the UK.
Felt like the wrestling was better on Rampage this week than on Dynamite.
I still hold fast that maybe we had Danny Garcia and Sammy Guevara.
Oh, that is true. That was great.
And honestly, the only match I really cared about on the show was Shawn Spears.
I like the opener. If everyone else was taken out of it and it was just those two, it would be good. And I like the main event. I think Reynolds and Silver are awesome, and I think they deserve more play. I wish it was Reynolds and Silver and they were having a feud with like Uno and Grayson. Yes. But a boy can dream.
Boy can dream. We got one more match of the night, and it's Dork Order versus Jurassic Express or Dino. I won't say. I have to stop saying Cornetisms because I don't like him as a person. He calls them Dork Order and Dino Douche.
Not good.
We don't appreciate that. But Jurassic Express get the win here. I just don't care about this match, and I don't care about this title. Jurassic Express should have won a few months ago. There was this one moment where just like,
who took the titles from the Bucks at All Out. It should have been them. That was their shot. Yeah. And when they lost that shot, the window closed for me.
And I just want to see them drop Lucha Bros.
Who also
that's who they decided to go with. Like Jurassic Express was hot then.
Yeah, hotter. People still like them, but like, look, my opinion, and I get that they had to do what they had to do, I guess. But the Lucha Brothers should have been the first ever tag team champions. You should have started your company with the Lucha Brothers. They're already really successful and popular, rather than Kazarian and Sky, in my opinion. And then it goes Lucha Brothers to FTR to the Young Bucks to Jurassic Express. Like that's your progression. Or with Hangman and Kenny in the middle of it. But yeah, I agree. I am already ready to see them lose those titles and to see Christian turn on Jungle Boy, because I also don't like Christian in this role.
Oh man.
Pause.
Oh,
time out.
No.
Time out.
Oh man. Jeez. I got all excited and then I go and just spill water everywhere.
Well, go clean it up.
Ruin everything. Oh, booger. Oh shit! My book is ruined.
No, it's not.
Jarrett,
open up the pages.
I can't even.
Shake it out. Shake it out.
My mouse pad is soaked. Jesus Christ, man! I'm gonna have to get a paper towel. You're gonna
get a paper towel. I'm gonna.
Oh jeez!
I'm looking down here,
bills. Joe. Why do I keep all the important things where I keep my water? Oh man, smash the like button, guys. Come on. This is bad.
Joe.
Hold on, we're gonna have to get him. We're good. Vamp it.
Joe Redlet's what does he say here? Says Cody needs to go for the world title. I know he can't, but he should make it like the people demand it. Joe, I think we're going to get to that point at some point this year. I think we're going to get there. I think that's really important. I think
everything's
Cody
wet,
needs to
splashing all over. I can hear you. I haven't put my headphones back in. Oh,
he's
man,
he's gonna get there.
Hope you're enjoying this. Hope this is fun for everyone.
Wiz says, skip this match. Don't like Jurassic Express as champs. Hope they can move. Hope they can move these titles on ASAP. Smiz, I agree. I think it's time. They're chasers. There is no future for Luchasaurus necessarily. No offense, Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy's, he's your guy, but he's going to be your singles guy. And him and Christian, that's where the money is. Joe Redlet says, Jeepers Pakes, Red. You sound like Papa Red. Interesting.
You're breaking kayfabe, you son of
a... things get bad when Tam is in the chat. And
Tam's in the chat?
Tam says, Red, the stunts you see here are done by trained professionals. Please don't try.
Wait, did Tam write that?
Yeah, Tam wrote that.
Where is that?
It's there.
Okay, so we got skip ramp to S. It's Tam, Red. This Tam.
Pika Mark says, no, glad it's not sticky. I think we're all glad it's not sticky.
Yeah, not sticky as water, but it's just it ruined my to-do list.
Did the ink run on it?
Oh man. And it's ruined it to the very last page.
How many pages did you have left? Doesn't seem like there's
half it. Half that notebook. Half. Oh man.
Chico Marks requests that we keep this for the audio podcast.
Yeah, nothing changes for the
Chico Marks then wrote, haha, Tam killing it.
Tam's killing it. Tam, thank you so much. Oh wow, that's a legal document.
Yeah, it'll dry.
Oh man, I have to figure this out. I have to figure out my. Well, we can't. I can't do this for it. I can't do this for it.
Well, just you want to do a quick wipe.
No, we did as much
that's
wiping
Rampage.
as
Rampage is done.
That's Rampage.
It was a fine show, and now we're gonna move on to the news you can't lose.
So yeah, I guess so.
Skip on.
All right, let's do this. What did I miss? Jeepers Picks. We got glad it's not sticky. Thank you so much. Oh man, well the LLW fan really came in for this one. Give me some likes. Come on, just give me some fucking likes.
Our viewership actually went up during this.
All right, I'll just ruin more of my shit. Hope that all makes you giggle. Jesus Christmas. Everything. Oh, fuck. Cockta. All right. Wow. What fun we're having today. What fun. That's the end of AEW Rampage.
Yeah, it was fine.
Woo. What I was trying to do is lift this up to give me some more light.
Lift what up? What do you got?
You didn't see it. Nobody even noticed. Why'd I even do it? Tam for the win. Excellent job, everyone. Excellent job. We have to get on. Well, we're at the news portion of the show.
The news portion.
Welcome to the news. Welcome, everyone. This is the news you can't lose, part of the Weekly Wrestle lineup of activities. This is the news from January 9th to January 15th. Can I get that first slide there, Tam? The first slide. This is one of what this y'all saw from the thumbnail. Hulk Hogan's in the news. Hulk Hogan's in the.
I almost used this image.
It's a really fun image. I've seen it. It's pretty good. Y'all got 5 likes. Thank you so much, Chico Marks. We need more. We're greedy. We're greedy for likes. Hulk Hogan says something stupid again. That's the headline. Hulk Hogan, notorious, infamous wrestling icon, known for saying racist things, sex tapes, and reality TV show. And he recently on Facebook, everyone's favorite Facebook, he was on Facebook and someone's just like said something about Bob Saget like dying from COVID. He's just like, this is a quote, 100%. Betty and Sydney were also jabbed, dropping like flies. They've never quit. They'll never say it. They'll never say it. So he's making reference that Betty White and Sidney Poitier, who recently died, also died
90s.
I think Sidney was in his 90s too, huh?
Yeah.
And they and they died from COVID, from the vaccine, and it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So dumb that even Jimmy Fallon's going after him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon made a comment. He's just like, it's ridiculous, but you won't be laughing when if Trump gets reelected and he's the new Dr. Fauci. And that was a fun little thing. Also, Booker T ragged on him a little bit, which was nice. But that's a Hulk Hogan news. We got some comments here. Haha, awesome Hogan pick, brother. News break. Hogan opens mouth, either racist or about wanting his daughter. Well, okay. We have enough content without saying that he's trying to take after his daughter. He did actually date someone that looked very much like her.
Yeah, for sure. I think he married her, didn't he?
I don't know.
I have no idea. All I know is that I saw this thing about Hogan, and then it got to Bret Hart, and Bret Hart responded with a picture of himself like doing like a fist with a t-shirt that's saying like, do your part, get vaccinated. So
that's pretty good.
Brett's the man.
Hell yeah, Bret. Bret just knows what to do. Bret is great, even though he deserved the Montreal screw job. Moving on. We got to talk about other things. This
is going to be done a different way. Whatever.
MLW. Next slide there, Tam. MLW files lawsuit against WWE, an antitrust suit, claiming that they've stolen talent, nixed deals, hurt projects, specifically with Tubi, Vice, Fight, and other entities, and interfered with contracts and projects. What do you think of that? How do you feel about that so far?
Whatever. I don't know.
Are you happy that Kurt Bauer is going after WWE? Do you think it's going to matter? Do you think anything's going to happen?
The thing that's interesting about it, and like this is like very, I don't know, newsy, but it's almost hard to believe that it's hard to believe, and it's not hard to believe. It's hard to believe that that WWE would go after MLW, which is like such a smaller promotion. But Court Bauer did work for the WWE. I don't know if he left on very good terms, so it's possible that that's a motivating factor for them.
Mhm.
And it's also like they've been doing this forever. When any chance they get to screw over the competition, that's what they'll do. So it's not that surprising. It's just surprising that they would focus their efforts so much on a company like MLW.
Yeah.
But based on what I've heard, the lawyers, like the team of lawyers that MLW has, are like legit. They're like former lawyers for Donald Trump and blah, blah, blah. So like these people go to court and these people fight. So it should be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I don't know what will happen. I think ultimately they probably just want money. If I was MLW, I would want money.
Yeah, I guess so. Joe writes, WWE will just settle. Nothing news story. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Hit that next slide. But Joey Janela has things to say about it.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Joey Janela went after Kurt Bauer, and MLW is just like, funny coming from contracts, MLW contracts that say no GCW in it. And he's just going after. But Kurt Bauer, he had something to say about that. He called Joey Janela a hypocrite, calling him a billionaire suck up, trying to get it suck it up to Tony or suck it up to Vince. There's a Joey Janela, and just calling him a piece of trash that no one loves. He was saying that he said that like everyone in the locker room hates you, no one likes you, you got heat everywhere. I'm curious to how true that is. But what are your thoughts on that? That escalation?
I have heard through the grapevine, this is by no means confirmed, that an MLW contract, which is limiting, they don't allow you to work certain places, is like $150 a month for like 3 years.
Well, according to Kurt Bauer, he says, you're referring to contracts that we had 5 years ago when we were in front of like however many people. It's different now. The world is different. And he was trying to say like, that was the case. Yeah,
but like, is that ever okay? Like a contract like that stops you from working other places?
People change. Like that's kind of like being like, I don't know. It's a different contract. Sure. I don't know the case. John Busman says Red Cornet does not like Janela.
Little Red Cornet.
Stop saying that. Don't make that a chant. That would actually be the chant. Oh man, I hate that.
Good.
No, I don't mind Joey Janela. I just thought it was fun that Kurt Bauer went after him. I don't know anything about Joey Janela.
I didn't like Joey Janela for a while, but I'm actually starting to like Joey Janela more because of his match with Sonny Kiss and because myself and John Busman saw him live. Once you see him wrestle live and you're up close and personal, great. He is good. And he's also done a lot for other people's careers.
I'm sure he's good.
PCO has a career.
Cornette does call Joey Jelly Donut.
That's fucked up. He's also gotten in better shape.
He's got a good shape. Let's not fucking fat shame here, guys. Moving on. Next slide there. Next slide. Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes has COVID. Dustin Rhodes was caught kissing his brother. Now he's got COVID. Who knows who he gave it to? Who knows if he gave it to Sammy Guevara? Who knows if it's going to keep spreading? Because he just had a match and you have COVID. Like once you get symptoms is when you've already been exposed for a little bit. He's taking his medicine right now. He's trying to get better. Baby in his bonnet. He also commented how in pain he is from COVID. He's feeling his knees and his shoulders. He's like, I need to get things replaced that I just put Band-Aids on. How long do you see Dustin going?
Wrestling, well, probably not that much longer. I mean, he's only wrestling, one match, 2 matches a month, maybe at this point.
Sure. He made a comment. He's just like, I just can't stop because I know when you stop, you die. And I learned that from my father. That's what he said.
Hold on. Time out. He is going to have a presence in television or on television for, I think, a very long time. And he's also like one of the people training the women and working with the women. So I think did you see, he had a quote and I didn't read the whole article. So maybe I took this out of context, but he said, I want to get the women in AEW to a point where they have 2 matches on Dynamite.
Oh, weird comment. Great job. Weird. Yeah, that's a real and Tony's one other thing is he's so dumb he doesn't realize that's a backhand to Tony. Yeah. We have comments here. S writes, Luna looks so disgusted by Dustin. No. Paul Bearer just farted and she just smelled. Joe writes, you guys are killing it with the picks. Thank you so much. There's a lot of effort put into these picks. Smash the like button if you agree. Moving on. Next slide there, Tam. We got Tony Schiavone. Big TS, he signs a new deal with what's it called? AEW. And he's going to be with them until 2024. What's the best way we could be using Tony Schiavone in this new year, the year of our Lord, 2023?
Backstage interviewer all the time. In-ring interviewer, if you allowed the wrestlers, if you stop the wrestlers from taking the microphone out of Tony's hand.
Yeah.
And he should also, now that AEW is,
you sound like Jim Cornette when you say things like that.
Well, I'm just saying, does Cornette say that?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't listen to his podcast.
Yeah,
I will listen to him when he talks about old wrestling.
I'm going to start calling out all of you and you when you agree with him, because he's not, you can't always agree with him because half the things he says are terrible, but the other half are fine.
I also think now that AEW
I'm so
is
thirsty.
growing,
I have like a drop of water.
Go get water. Go get water.
No, I can't. No, this is the game. So, Res, you've been really funny this week, Red. Thank you so much.
That's nice, Ass. That's really nice.
Really
he's really funny every week. I was telling Apollonia the other day that no one in the world makes me laugh like you, buddy. It's true.
This is legal papers from Wells Fargo. They owe the money. They're just covered in water.
Go get water.
Look at this envelope.
Go get water.
Look at that envelope.
I'm looking at it. It's soaked.
Oh man. No. Continue.
I forgot. I honestly lost my train of thought. I think he should be a producer. I think he should be producing like compilations of some kind, or like getting them ready for digital content or something. That's what he used to do.
Yeah.
For WCW.
And he wants to be a producer. He loves being a producer. And that's what he should be doing. But good job on him. Next slide there, Tam. But not so good news on the announcer front. Jim Ross fell down, and we actually have a picture of him falling down. No, it's not a mean picture. It's just legitimately his black eye. Yeah. Poor guy. He looks pretty swollen up.
He had sunglasses.
And he's having a rough couple days, a couple weeks. Couple months. He's had a rough couple months with cancer diagnosis, then falling down something, and now he's got this black eye. Poor guy. You feel for him. Reminds me of my grandma. Like with this picture. Sure. It's really rough.
Well,
it's really rough.
I think we should count our blessings that it's just a black eye.
Yeah, that's good. And we want him to get better. Wells Fargo is a criminal enterprise masquerading as a bank. Stiff them, Red. They've already garnished my paycheck, so I can't really stiff them. They've stiffed me.
Well, we got to create a Patreon.
They got me real good this past September. Real good. They fucking nailed me. There's nothing I could do about that. We wish Jim Ross to get better. What's the best way of using Jim Ross in this year of our Lord 2023?
Those interviews, those like one-on-one interviews. I think that's really the best way to do it. That, like we've talked about before, big matches. Have them come out for big matches.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is, when you have him come out only once for big matches, you can't really get your reps in. He's going to get worse.
He's Jim Ross. He doesn't get any. He doesn't get bad. He just
move him to Elevation with Big Show.
yeah.
Because him with Tony is rough. Because Tony has no control. Tony doesn't know how to control people or give them. He's very good at working with people who are experienced. But the minute he's with someone new, he's just like, I've lost control.
Yeah, because you also got to think Tony didn't commentate for like 20 years almost. At least 16 or 17 years,
you're right.
He hadn't commentated. So even like wrestling completely changed from 2001 to like 2018. Yeah. So he's still trying to catch up. I mean, JR at least was calling like New Japan matches for a couple of years. So like he's at least like a little more with it. He just says things that
move him to Elevation, even though he'd be insulted and would hate it. Moving on. We're next slide there, Tim. Impact has just acquired a new person to their roster. It's Charlie Haas. He just showed up on Impact and immediately got concussed. In a brawl, not even a match. It was a brawl. And we wish him well. I like
absolutely.
Charlie.
He's coming back.
Yeah, and he's making a big comeback since this happened, which is exciting.
When was Charlie Haas Steve Austin?
He went through what they do with all wrestlers who they don't know what to do with. They steal gimmicks. So he went the Curtis Axel route, and where you just take a gimmick, or Big Show at one point. He was Great Khali. He was the Great Haas. He was Stone Cold Steve Haas. And he was a bunch of other people. But we're excited. I'm excited to have him back. I would love to see him and Shelton Benjamin have a reunion tour. But yeah, excited for Charlie Haas, right? What's your favorite
Absolutely.
Charlie Haas memory?
I remember being really excited about Team Angle.
Yeah.
And I was excited about Team Angle because I was there, I guess, 12 or 13. And it was the first time that I had seen like new wrestlers. Like throughout the Attitude Era, like you kind of get used to the roster, but I remember seeing them and being really excited
Like
about
fresh.
two new, fresh wrestlers. Yeah. For sure.
And they were dope. They had that cool tag team maneuver where they put the guy on the ropes and then they leapfrogged over onto the back.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Okay. Next slide there, Tam, but we're not done with Impact. We got some other stuff. They actually signed. I don't know if they signed Charlie Haas, but they did sign PCO. PCO is now signed to Impact Wrestling. And honestly, I think it's a perfect place for him.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Why not?
He could be cartoony. He could be himself. He'll get some airtime. And it doesn't seem like a bad place to end your career. I do imagine that this is where he's going to end his career, right?
I would hope so. Guys like almost as old as Sting, and this guy's like doing flips to the floor and killing himself. So I hope like his career doesn't go much longer for the sake of his own health.
Have you ever seen him without this jumper on? Have you ever seen the upper torso with no shirt?
No, is it scary?
It's intense. It's intense. He looks like, when you have a Stretch Armstrong and you squeeze the head and you squeeze the arms and you squeeze the legs, you just put all the jelly in the body and it looks like it's about to burst. That is what it is. Joe writes, Shelton is wasted in WWE, 100% wasted.
Definitely.
100% wasted. S writes, Charlie Haas was looking rough for a while. He was wrestling in Texas and he looked straight up methed out. I hope he's doing better now, but he was recently in really bad shape. I did see some gaunt pictures of him. He looked very skinny. I was wondering if he had health problems. I doubt confused. It was anything methed out. S.
I get him confused with when I see pictures of how they are now. I get him confused with Ted DiBiase Jr. I think both of them weren't doing well for a while. But
Ted DiBiase Jr. is a thief.
I always thought that Charlie Haas opened a health food store with his wife, Jackie. Remember Jackie?
Yeah.
Not Jacqueline. Jackie Gaeta. Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Joe writes, God, remember the mama gimmick? Horrible. That was for Shelton. Yes, I do remember the mama gimmick. That was pretty rough. But we wish PCO a good time in Impact, and hopefully he does some good stuff. He's got great videos online to see him, especially when he was making his comeback in 2016.
Crazy. 2016, 17.
Great videos of him being electrocuted and getting his power back. Very interesting stuff. He's got one eye. Dude's got one eye. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one with the thing on there, one eye.
Yeah.
He used to wrestle with an eye patch, and he actually needed
Kevin Nash called him the Pirate. The Click called him the Pirate.
That's fucked up.
Because they're assholes.
But we're not done with Impact. We got one more Impact story. Next slide there, Tam. William Regal. Tommy Dreamer recently said on an interview that William Regal has been offered a job. Nothing concrete yet, but he's been offered a job. He's like, if you want to be a commentator or an authority figure in some way, it's yours. Like immediately it's yours. And he said that on Busted Open Radio, but he also he's apparently made it known to him personally. Let's hope that this GIF works. It is a GIF. I don't know if
really good. Really
are having fun. That's him when he found out news that he has to go to Impact. Watch some interviews with Haas. He's tweaking. Got scabs all over. It's freaking meth, dude. Come on, we're gonna find out. Let's hear. He's doing fine. I think he's moved
on to bigger and better things. And William
moved on to Impact. Look at William Regal. Looks like he pooped himself.
Did you?
And he's trying to walk back.
The best thing when he got fired, someone posted this thing on Twitter, and I loved it. Where he was fighting Big Show during his like brass knuckles phase.
Oh, when he fell down on him,
and he knocks Big Show out, but Big Show hits the ropes and falls on him. Yeah, and he pins him, and you can see his legs flailing. So good,
especially right before he fell down. He's just like, no. It's very good. Great moment. Everyone check that out. William Regal vs. Big Show, really fun. Buseman says, laugh my ass off this Regal gif. It's really funny. It's a really funny gif. Thank you so much, Tam. You're doing great work. Next up on the docket, hit that slide, Tam. This is just for you and me, Roy. Jeff Jarrett is talking about his new promotion, potential new promotion. He did an interview recently. He didn't say it was his. That's the thing. That's what's really pissing me off. Joe writes, Regal's so good at facial expressions. He is very good at facial expressions. But what's pissing me off with this whole Jeff Jarrett nonsense is that Jeff Jarrett. It's just a fashion model, and they're just wearing the same thing. For those of you watching the podcast, listen to the podcast, it's a picture of Jeff. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of pictures going on today. But Jeff Jarrett is wearing his strapped upper body thing from the early WWF days, and there's a model next to it with the same outfit. But either way, he's been loosely talking about this company, and there's been rumors talking that he's going to start something with Conrad, and we're really into it. We want it to happen, and they keep saying no, it's not going to happen. They joke about it on their show, and they make fun of people like me and you. He recently said in an interview, he's just like, "There's room for another promotion. There's room for a number 3," and he's just like, and he's saying things like, "But I don't think it's going to be in the States. I don't think it's going to be in the States. I think there's room for an international promotion. Why isn't there a Spanish language promotion? Why isn't there a big Spanish language?" And I'm like AAA, CMML. But he's trying to say that why isn't there one competing with the top spot in that's a different language, which is interesting. I would be curious to see. But do you think he's going to be running that promotion, or is he trying to throw smoke in our eyes? So
I think he's throwing a little bit of smoke. I think he's definitely throwing a little bit of smoke. But I also think he's like, you know him, like Global Force was like this thing where it's like, we're going to be all over the globe and we're going to break. He's probably thinking that way when it's like, hey, buddy, just buy the NWA. Just buy the NWA.
Just buy the NWA. Joe writes, who wore it best? Double J, hands down. Yeah, I actually agree with that. It doesn't.
He's going to be in Chicago tonight at GCW
He's
show.
Gonna be in Chicago tonight. Very exciting stuff. Did you buy it?
I haven't bought it yet. I'm thinking about it.
I'll split it with you. We have to create a deduction of all the things.
We'll talk about in what are you watching? That's one of the things we're going to talk about.
We have a segment today. We'll get ready for it. Next slide there, Tam. This is positive news. Jon Moxley making his in-ring return against Homicide January 23rd, GCW for the championship, GCW championship. We're very happy to see Jon Moxley back, right?
Definitely. And I'm happy for everybody in this situation, because Homicide's been grinding for a really long time. I think, is he getting inducted into the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame the night before? Come on.
Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame.
It's kind of a big deal.
Whose garage is that being held in?
Okay, first of all, why are you being a dick? Second of all,
I want to go. I want to see if I can get tickets.
There are people.
Do they accept Venmo? What?
There are people in the wrestling world who will never get a chance to be celebrated for their contributions.
Sure.
This is an opportunity to celebrate these people's contributions.
No, I agree.
Tracy Smothers deserves to be celebrated.
Okay. What do you want me to say? Put him in the Cauliflower Alley Club. That's the place to put him in. This Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's just kind of like, it's silly.
It has the same credibility as the WWE.
I should go to my work and just like, why is there a salesperson Hall of Fame? I put in a lot of work.
Hold on.
It's just like, let's have 1 million Hall of Fames. Let's just have 1 million Hall of Fames. Everyone should be included. We should be in the Hall of Fame for podcasting. The Independent Podcasting Hall of Fame, and we should be in there.
If I was in your apartment, I'd spill more water on your floor.
I'm soaked and thirsty. It's a terrible feeling. I feel like I'm in the ocean. Well, moving on. Next slide there, Tam. Tammy Sitch. Poor Tammy Sitch. S writes, I'm going to order the GCW show next Sunday. Going to be my first GCW show. Looks awesome.
I already bought it. I'm excited. We should do a post show for it. I'm just saying. We'll talk about that later.
Well, we could talk about that. But the next picture is Tammy Sitch. Poor Tammy Sitch. She's going through some rough stuff right now.
That's the right call on your part. Just a nice, normal picture.
Picture. Because honestly, Tammy Sitch, I feel so bad because, she was treated really poorly throughout her wrestling career. And she's a great performer. She was really great when she was around. And I just feel like she got a bad shake. She just really got a bad shake, and she continually gets bad shakes. And the thing is, like, she's not the most mature person. She's not the most professional person. So like when things come up, she just reacts like a kid would. So recently she is arrested for weapons charges and terroristic threats. It's not good.
Great.
Not funny. But she was threatening to stab her partner with scissors. She did this in front of a cop car that had the dash cam on. So it sees her threatening to kill him, raising the scissors above her head, appearing to be intoxicated. She's been let out. This was in New Jersey, in Monmouth County jail or wherever, holding cell. And she's been released. We want her to do well. We want Tammy Sitch to get whatever she needs to get back on track and live a productive life. What are you thinking, Roy?
I just, it's a bummer. You know, it's a drag. Because I mean, it can't be. It isn't ever stated how impactful Sunny was on wrestling, and I don't think she ever really got a chance to grow up. You know, I mean. She was very beautiful at a very young age, and Cornette
and rejected.
Sure. I mean, she went to Smoky Mountain and she was immediately thrown into like the wrestling locker room of the 90s, which is, you know, not a great place to grow up and be a part of. And then you're in the ECW locker room and the WWF locker room, and people are like shitting in your bag and like bullying you when you're like 22 and you're the only woman in a locker room. And it's a tough go. And to have Candido was her rock. And I don't know how well she treated him, but also how mature was anybody. But like once he, you know, passed away, and again, we'll talk about Candido in a little bit. She kind of spun out and she hasn't really been doing great ever since. I mean, this is an example though, of like why a Hall of Fame is important, because she did get a moment to get her flowers. And then of course things kind of continue.
She got a Hall of Fame
from there. Yeah, she did. Yeah. And that's why someone Jerry Lynn also deserves it. So
Jerry Lynn, I think Jerry Lynn's already in the Cauliflower Alley Club.
No, he's not.
Oh, he should be. Like I don't see one. Yeah, but the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's just silly. Then John Museman, right? New Jersey's finest. That was Chris Candido, her, and who else? That was a group.
Oh,
no, but it was a group. I thought it was a group, I believe, but maybe I'm wrong.
Bam Bam. Yeah, they were the triple threat with Shane Douglas.
Yeah, that's something. S says, you sound like Dan Lambert, Red. Everyone goes in the Hall of Fame. Everyone gets a participation award. Calm down, little Red Cornette. Let people get their shine. I am furious.
Let people get their shine, Red.
Smash the like button. I'm completely soaked from head to toe, and I have no water to drink. And I'm literally drinking droplets.
Why don't you go get water?
It's no way. I'm going to suffer through it, so everyone can suffer with me. But we hope she gets well. We want her to get well. Sure. We have some quick hitters real quick. Next slide, Tam. Big news. Rock and Roll Express going on a retirement tour. In their first match is against FTR. They should have been retired for a while now, but I'm excited for them.
It's pretty incredible that they're still kind of working. I mean, Ric Flair's almost died 4 times, and the Rock and Roll Express still working.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts.
Maybe it's
and I just have a silly little picture of them looking crazy and Jim Cornette
winning the NWA titles like 2 years ago.
That's pretty nuts. It's really nuts. But next up, hit that next slide there, Tam. A&W hires Danhausen. A&W Restaurants and Root Beer hired Danhausen. Danhausen recently filed an application to work for A&W. And they hired him. They hired him on Twitter. It's pretty exciting stuff. It's just fun. I don't know why I put this here. It's not even news. There's nothing news about it. It's fun. And the last news story we got here, last one, Tam. Marco Stunt wants to be on The Voice. You told me that there was no news this week. Little did you know. Marco Stunt really wants to be on The Voice. I can't wait to hear this angel sing. You excited for him? You excited for Marco Stunt?
Hey, I just want him to be happy. I don't think his AEW contract's going to be renewed. So he needs something to do. And this is good. I hear he's very talented. I hear he's a talented singer and
I'm excited for him.
So
I'll wish him all the best. And there he is flexing for the people. looking like he saw God. I don't know. And that's the end of the news. That's the end of the news. You can't lose. The end of the news. You can't lose. But we're not done yet. We have some new segments coming up. Roy, I don't even know what's going on today.
Yeah. So I've had this idea for a while. There's a podcast. I forgot the name of it, which is a shame because I should promote it here. It's pretty interesting. It's two guys talking about like the history of independent wrestling. And I started thinking about there's this one specific thing that happened in 90s independent professional wrestling, which I love. I'm obsessed with 90s independent professional wrestling because it's when the tide started to shift and wrestling started to change. But they were still like mostly in boxing rings, and King Kong Bundy was main eventing most of them. So I was like, hey, let's do a segment called What Would You Book? Where I explain a situation or something that happened in wrestling, give a little context, some details, and then Red, you rebook it in your vision and how it would go for you.
King M. McKay says, imagine Braun Baker and Hook in the same ring. Damn right. That sounds
damn right. This is going to be very different, but I hope you stick around, King. Tam, can you go to the title card of What Would You Book?
What would you book?
Hey,
that's great job. That's a great
I
job.
also came up with a sound effect for it. I'm going to try to play the sound effect. Let me know if you can hear it.
Let me know when you play it.
Oh, you can't hear it. Okay, I tried. I played it. Okay. So, Red, let me take you back. Well, actually, you know what? Tam, go to the next slide. I want you to see what this is going to be.
Anticipation is wrecking me.
What you're going to need to book in your own vision is going to be Dan Severn's NWA title run.
In WWE?
No, his whole title run. Dan Severn's first NWA title run. Jeez. Hold on. I'm not done. Okay. Right. This is what we're going to try to rebook. Tam, can you go to the next slide? This gives you the context you need to rebook.
It's so hard to do when we see the delay of the screen 30 seconds later.
Yeah. So just to give you some details, the stream will catch up. Dan Severn became NWA champion by beating Chris Candido on February 24th, 1995. He would go on to hold that title until March 14th, 1999.
Okay.
He held the title for over 4 years. The largest crowd that he defended this title in front of in 4 years was 881 people, and that was against Leatherface in Japan. He defended the title against such people as Steven Regal, Devon Storm, Tajiri, Doink the Clown, Typhoon, Dory Funk Jr. Now, just let all of this marinate in your head as I'm going through this. While he was NWA champion, mind you, defending this title in front of no more than 200 or 300 people most times, he was on UFC as UFC was launching and becoming what it was. He had a 28-2-1 record in over 10 UFC pay-per-views during that time. So you've got this guy that's on pay-per-view performing in front of 10,000 people, going to these little independent promotions, drawing 200 or 300 people as your NWA champion. He is truly the last touring champion that this promotion, I keep saying the wrong word, that wrestling has seen. What would you do? What would your like traveling show be to make Dan Severn a bigger star, to draw more money in the independents in the 90s?
Well, you said he had like 10,000 people at these UFC events.
At the UFC events.
Bring the title there. And I'm sure he didn't. I'm absolutely positive he didn't want anyone at UFC knowing he was the NWA champion. That's what you do. You have him bring it there, and then he promotes it there, promotes these matches. I think that's probably the biggest thing. But man, what do they do? Like it was, it's not like any of these had storylines. There's not like anything you could really do besides if they did the NWA in WWE correctly. He could have been a monster with like having him be someone that was, but he's just, I enjoy the idea of Dan Severn, but I think he's a bad champion. I think they should have given it to Ken Shamrock, who was entertaining. Then it makes sense to me. Have Ken Shamrock be a legitimate champion. So I would take the title off Dan to book him. He is not someone that will draw. He is not someone that people care about. He wrestles methodically but very boringly. Like everything's believable, but it's also just like, yeah, you know what else is believable? Holding someone in a full Nelson for 10 minutes. That's believable. That's believable. Like it's hard to get out. How do you get out of it? So I would take the title off of him. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, this is too long of a title reign for someone as milk toast as this mustache. Usman says, I think he did bring the title to UFC. I bet you nobody at UFC mentioned it.
Yeah, I think something that I always thought about, because I was listening to like the history of the NWA title post, whatever, like the 90s essentially. And something that I think they should have done is they should have just given him a mouthpiece and let that mouthpiece go with him everywhere.
Wasn't Cornette mouthpiece for him for a small period?
In the WWF, really, but never like if Cornette was his mouthpiece, should have come to UFC with him. Should have gone from UFC to
that's
the
100% right.
Him.
Yeah, and he should have done all the talking for him. Yeah. Like even after the post fight, he just grabs Mike. It's just like, listen here, doesn't take shit from nobody. He just pisses on this ring. He pisses in the UFC.
It's problematic to say this now because of who he is now, but at the time, Joe Rogan was just like a comedian who was doing commentary for the UFC. I would have had Joe Rogan be his mouthpiece and go from town to town with him. And it's him and Joe Rogan. Oh, it would have been great.
John Busman says, hard to book without TV and before internet was so widely available. No social media. It's true. It's true. But my biggest takeaway to book Dan Severn is to not book Dan Severn. That's how you make this title run work. That is how you make it work. 881 people. I know why. But yeah.
He fought Leatherface. He had some really interesting opponents. There's this interesting story where he fought Dory Funk Jr. and Dory Funk refused to lose to him. And so they did a 30-minute draw. And then I guess like either during or after the show, Dory Funk Jr.'s wife, and this was not like storyline, this was real. She was talking shit about how Dan Severn didn't deserve to be champion and like he's not like a real wrestler and all of these things. And Dan Severn almost beat the shit out of Dory Funk Jr. and his wife.
Yikes. Yeah, take the title off this creep. Bye. Let's cancel Dan Severn. Let's cancel Dan Severn. But before you do that, let's not sign a petition to cancel Dan Severn. Let's sign a petition to get me on Battlebots. It's available on my Instagram, red_Jefferson. Okay. I think we appropriately booked Dan Severn as well.
This is what would you book? Next week, it'll be another exciting turn, probably more exciting than Dan Severn's NWA title run. But I wanted to do something different, do a little research, kind of give you some context. It'll be similar to this. But
I like this. I like where this is heading. I like where this is heading. You did a great amount of excellent job, Roy. Excellent job, Roy. We blame Dan Severn for this, though. Dan Severn's the problem. Yeah. Excellent job. And, all right. And then you also have
the other segment is what are you watching? So we can go to that graphic, Tam. I put a graphic together.
What are you watching? What are you watching?
For us to talk about, what else we're watching. We always talk about AEW, but like, what else are we watching right now? Red, you went to some live wrestling.
Yeah, I did go to live wrestling. Okay, so it was only wrestling talk.
Well, we can also talk about BattleBots.
How did you know? What are you watching? So I went to Pro Wrestling last night with super fan of the show, Chica Marks. We went there and Chica Marks made a very beautiful cotton belly. Purvis, what wasn't that?
Jervis Cotton Belly?
Jervis Cotton Belly made like an action figure for him. And he gave it to him. It was really sweet. And he took pictures and put it on his Instagram. It was very nice. But it was pretty cool. But we went there and we saw George Washington Carver's Monster, Franken Peanut, go against Eric Watts. And that was a pretty climactic. It was very active. I'm going to post some on the social today. I have some videos to post on social. You should check out our social media at Loser Leaves Wrestling. But it's a great show. It's run by Brian Kendrick. I talked to him for a brief spell saying it was a good show. Xavier Woods was there. He was limping around because he hurt his leg. He was in like a wheel about thing where he's like kind of lifted up. But yeah, a fun show. What are you watching, Roy? What are you watching?
Last night I watched West Coast Pro Wrestling. It's an independent promotion based out of Sacramento, California.
Okay.
It was a very good show. It was a good show. I've been dabbling. I've been dipping my toe in the independent wrestling TV subscription. model. And that's one of the shows that was on there. Jacob Fatu wrestled Homicide. Davey Richards wrestled Kevin Blackwood, which is also a very good match. And Mike Bailey wrestled.
You love Speedball.
Aramis. I do love Speedball, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to watch the show. I also really like Davey Richards too. I think we should all be giving Davey Richards more credit. This is one of those times too where I can take a second and talk about, hey, wrestling is like, it's so cool right now. Because last night you were at Wrestling Pro Wrestling. There's this West Coast Pro show in Sacramento, California. There was a GCW show. There was also a House of Glory show, Amazing Reds promotion that's owned by Master P, where they did an all women's match event last night, a tournament to crown the House of Glory women's champion as well. There's so much happening. And then tonight, GCW in Chicago. Jeff Jarrett's making an appearance. And then tomorrow night, I think I'll be watching Terminus, Jonathan Grisham's promotion. I
want to see that. I love the rules for that. It seems really cool. You could look up the rules online, but they're very specific, old school rules. Very excited about that. But isn't the Rumble tomorrow?
No, I thought the Rumble was the last Sunday of the month. Am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I thought it was tomorrow, but maybe not. Maybe not. We got some comments here. Thoughts on a Peacemaker show? Cena's really good. No Rock, but still coming along as an actor. I didn't like the movie. I didn't like Suicide Squad. I thought it was kind of like his character was kind of boring. Everyone liked it, and I was just like, whatever. I might watch the show. But yeah, Rock is better.
I think Batista is better than both.
Yeah, Batista's the one. I just want to see more Batista, honestly.
Yeah.
Seeing him, you ever see Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner?
No, he's good.
Haunting his portrayal.
Interesting.
In the beginning, he's like a really serious, like it's like sad, and he's like an old man, and it's like good. It's fucking good. Chica Marks writes, I've been seeing Kevin Blackwood everywhere lately. He's great.
He's very good.
That's right. Love Jacob Fatu. So does Jim Cornette. Do you listen to Jim Cornette? S? Gross. Well, fucking gross. S. Little S Cornette over here. Joe writes, if nothing else, watch the opening credits for the show. So great. I think you sent it to me, but I haven't looked at it yet. I will check it out. Okay. Any other things? Are you watching BattleBots?
Oh, I'm watching that. You got me on it. You got Apolloni on it too.
Oh, I'm getting everyone on BattleBots. It's on Discovery. It's Discovery. What is it? 8 p.m. Eastern?
8 to 10.
8 to 10. And I got a show right after, and it's starting to pick up steam.
What I really like about BattleBots that I was thinking about it. The first episode, it didn't hit me, but it hit me in the second episode, is that it could be such a because it is like in theory, and I mean this in a very positive way, it's like a dorky show. They're like really smart guys. They're building.
It's real life Pokemon.
Yeah, but they could try to like sex it up by like having like showgirls. They don't do that, and I love it. It's just no, this is about the robots. This is about the competition.
Bunch of nerds. Because if you watch the Comedy Central version in the early 2000s, they sexed it up, and they had comedians being the fucking play-by-play and making fun of the bots. You respect the bots. They are violent, and they could kill you. They could all kill you. Joe writes, Batista better than The Rock. Please pass what you are smoking. Must be good. Joe,
come on now.
Joe.
He's just been the same character for the last 15 years.
Yeah, Batista has been Batista is just baseline, better actor, better performer than The Rock on screen. Rock is a bigger personality. Rock is more well loved and liked, but Batista, like Drax, the Blade Runner, he was in Dune and he did a great job. Did you see Dune?
I saw Dune, and I also saw Stuber, which is like
I haven't seen Stuber yet.
It's dumb, but it's a good time, and Batista's good. The thing about a movie like Stuber that sets
with Camille,
Batista,
right?
Yeah, that sets Batista apart from The Rock is that The Rock would play that the same way he would play every other character. I just completely lost my train of thought watching you do that. It's already over. It's done. Why don't you go get water, dog?
It's not a part of the show. Getting water isn't part of the show. There's a new show on HBO called Somebody Somewhere with Bridget Everett. No wrestling related, but a cool looking show. The S household being a film and good TV household. Oh, okay. Check it out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, S. And Drax is okay, but The Rock is so charismatic.
It's fake.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Jesus Christmas. Yeah, he is charismatic. We know he's charismatic, but no, you have to check out Stuber Sucked. Oh, come on. Jeez Louise, Joe. Let off.
Go see I Spy.
No, watch Joe. watch the first 10 minutes of Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner. Tam says, Drax, finger on throat means death. You're damn right, Tam. Thank you so much, Tam. Tam is doing such a good job. Give a honk in the chat for Tam. Tam is doing great work tonight, really like coming off clutch. But is there anything else to cover? Do we have a tweet of the week? Roy loves to end the tweet of the week with something real sad.
Yeah, this is actually going to be the last tweet of the week, because I've realized that like I don't want to be giving a platform to a lot of these tweets that I'm putting out there necessarily. If a wrestler tweets something funny, we'll do it. But these are just a couple of tweets. And like the second one, Sam, just pull. I don't think I labeled them, so just pull up one or the other. We'll talk about it.
All right, controversy. Everyone, grab your tissues. Hold on. It's gonna be a sob fest.
One of these might be. One of them isn't. Because there was a controversy earlier this week because Dave Meltzer made a comment, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. This one is from Jimmy Van, who says, "I'm sure I'll get ripped for this, but it oftentimes feels to me like character development and storylines with most AEW talent is lacking and covered up by the injection of surprises and renowned stars to pop the crowd."
I think that we've been saying that for weeks now.
Yeah, this isn't controversial. This one isn't controversial. This is just something that's like other people are noticing this. And it's something that AEW needs to be conscious of. And they need to
it's ADD storytelling.
And the thing is, like, you look at like a Hangman and a Danielson, like that story was told really well leading into those matches. And those matches were great. The matches are always going to be great, but like you can tell simple stories and get me really excited for a match, not just because it's two good wrestlers, but because you're telling a good story. And I think they should be focusing a little bit more on that. And other people are noticing that. And that's really important. That's one tweet. Yeah. And then this other tweet, Dave Meltzer is of Jewish descent and, Saudi Arabia, the WWE is going back to Saudi Arabia and they're going to be, your face is already like worrisome. And they're going to be doing the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. And the chamber, and there's a lot of like, it's a little inappropriate. Maybe don't do that in Saudi Arabia. And he made a comment in the Wrestling Observer newsletter about how like, I guess they're doing the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia because he stopped making that face. Because Auschwitz has COVID restrictions. Not good. But also, like, if you do your research, you'll also kind of see that, like, there is a very long history of anti-Semitism in Saudi Arabia. And the reason I bring that up and the reason I say that is because the tweet isn't actually a Dave Meltzer tweet. It's a response to Dave Meltzer saying that. And then it's a...
Joe writes, that tweet is 100% right. He's talking about the first one. He's talking about the first one. Right.
But Peter Rosenberg, who is not a fan. I'm not a big fan of Peter Rosenberg myself. He tweeted in and said, as a captain and leader of the Jewish wrestling delegation, I would like to trade Dave Meltzer for a few old WWF magazines and a Killer Bees poster. Any takers? So that is very dumb. And also, like, how about denouncing Saudi Arabia? But you can't because you are, you work for the WWF. Someone responded, Dave D, at the Hitman Punk. He said, find someone who will carry water for you like any number of these stooges carry water for a company that is whitewashing the image of a country where gay relationships are illegal. I think it's important for us to know that, like, pretty much every wrestling executive is hypocritical. And we all just need to enjoy what we're enjoying and stay off Twitter, stay off social media, stay off all of it.
Are you trying to say that tweet of the week is dead now?
Yeah, I'm basically saying tweet of the week is dead unless it's an Ass Boys tweet. Then you'll see an Ass Boys tweet.
You have an Ass Boys tweet?
I don't, but we will.
All of the W Saudi stuff shows how much they don't care about anything but money, not talent, not the audience. You're right, Joe. Yeah. Let's just
Peter
all think
Rosenberg
of Ass Boys.
Can shove it, I guess.
Yeah,
you stick it, Hulk.
Yeah, you could go screw. Just remember Ass Boys. Just think about Ass Boys.
And I didn't want to end the show in a bummer, so we do have one quick final segment, which is the LLW Champion of the Week.
LLW Champion of the Week!
Tam, could you pull up the LLW Champion of the Week graphic?
And one of what I think we should do when we say that, we should just assume that Tam brought it up and start talking about it rather than waiting for it to appear on our screen. Tell me about
this is a tough one. This is tough because there was no real standout performers for me this week. Like no one on Dynamite. Really? Did you see the graphic? The graphic.
Woo!
It's so bad. It's so bad. But I thought it was funny, so we're going with it. There was no real strong stand-up performers. Daniel Garcia is a nominee for me. Deeb is always a nominee for me. But I think the winner might be Sean Spears.
Didn't CM Punk have face Wardlow this week?
Yeah, who cares? It's
CM
not as
Punk?
good as Sean Spears.
I think CM Punk gets it. He got really beat up. But that's interesting.
He looked like shit in that segment.
We're gonna put it to the audience. You let us know who you want to be the LLW fan of the week, because I have my vote. You have your vote. I'm voting CM Punk.
CM Punk, and I'm voting Sean Spears. Gee, I
Yeah,
wonder
guess who's gonna win. Chica Marks, Tam is always right on time. You damn right, Tam. Damn right, Chica Marks. Damn right, Tam. Give it up for Tam.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'll give. So you're saying Sean Spears? I feel like Sean Spears gets the best for character.
Okay. Joe Redlitz. Yes, Sean Spears.
Well, I guess it's Sean Spears is the champion.
Let's see if someone else disagrees. Let's see if there's a write-in vote.
We'll have to find out through the thing. We have to get off. Poor Tam. Poor Tam needs to get some sleep. It's so late, damn it. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much. We have our champion of the week is Sean Spears, and our New Jersey champion, North Jersey champion is CM Punk for the best performance.
For sure.
Wrestling performance.
And they're going up against one another next week, title for title.
Let's see who
pulls it out.
As writes, every wrestling promoter is somewhat problematic, but only the WWE has one of its owners actually work in the Trump administration, Linda McMahon.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
RIP tweet of the week, unless it's about ass boys.
Yeah.
And thank you all so much. This has been Loser Leaves Wrestling, and follow us on Instagram for some sweet pro wrestling videos and pics. Also follow us on Instagram at Loser Leaves Pod. Send us an email, loserleavespod@gmail.com.
If you follow us on Twitter, it's only going to be fun wrestling content. Nothing weird.
Only fun wrestling content.
Only fun wrestling
content. And also make sure to check out Red_Jefferson and get signing on that petition. We need to get me on Battlebots. They've responded. Did you hear they responded?
I saw that they said thanks. Did they say anything else other than that?
They had more. There's been more.
What did they say?
Courtney Pearson posted something just being like, oh, I'm not sure what kind of hot takes he has. We have a guy already, and he's been with us for a while. They said that in a message. We're getting there. S. Garcia. Garcia's in there, but I'm sorry, we already lost. You already lost it. Sean Spears has already won. You can't win your championship. Character always wins. Thank you all so much. Have a great one. My name is Red. I'm here with Roy and Tam, and bless all of you. Bye. Bye. What fun. Bye. 4, 3, 5.
Ole. 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 Ole.